Hi everyone, welcome to BumbleBeeCrafts. Thanks for tuning in to another video from me. Happy Fabric Friday. Today we're playing with our fabric and making some envelopes. I want to explore some different ways of making envelopes slash pouches out of fabric. It all came about because I was doing myself some, this is for an upcoming video, making some for out of paper, scrapbooking paper, just some little pouches, very simple. I wanted to make some, and this was my template that I was using, so I knew what size to cut for the card ones. And I thought to myself, oh, a fabric one of these would be really nice. And then I thought, well, there are other ways of doing fabric envelopes as well, so I've got 3 different ways so far that I've thought of, but I wanted to start with the most basic, easy pouch that anybody can do. You don't need a sewing machine, you could hand sew them, you could even glue them. They're just very simple, very fun to do with some slightly bigger bits of fabric that you've got. So I've gone ahead and done some prep. I've got this one here, so that's the front. I've just stitched that on the front of the envelope there. Flip it over, you've got your little flap like you would have on an envelope, and I've just put a bit of spare card in there just to show you that that's your little pouch on there. And I thought these would be really nice, like we do with our paper envelopes. If you just paper clip that onto the side of a page in the journal, that would look really nice. Or you could have it in a pocket, whichever way you wanted it to go. So that was one I done. This one I left this side plain on this one because I love the material. This is actually an old curtain I got from a charity shop years ago that I finally decided to cut up to give myself a nice little chunk of material to play with for our Fabric Fridays. And all I've done is I've just glued this cluster on here. I haven't even sewn it. I've just glued the cluster on there, just so that when there's nothing in it, it needs a bit of weight just to keep it closed, because we're not closing them. Basically they are just little flaps of material based, so very basic and very easy to do. But once you get a card in that, with that over the top, that's really holds that down nicely. So that's what we're going to be doing today, some little pouches. Move that to the side. So these are the 2 that I've already done. I'll leave those to the side. Now I've gone ahead and cut myself a load already, so that I can do a couple of different designs in each colour and pinned those. And I've gone ahead with these ones and decided what I wanted to put on them, because you will need, if you want to do anything on the front of these and you want to sew them, I recommend doing it before you stitch the pouch together. So I've got those bits prepared there, but we'll come to that in a minute. First things first, we need to make our basic pouch like this. So I'm just going to, I think actually I should have enough room. I've just got some odd fat quarter packs here, so yeah, let's give myself a bit more space on my cutting mat here. And I've got my card version that I was using, and this measures, you've got 13 centimeters that way, 21 centimeters that way, but in inches that would be 5 inches across, and you want it just over 7 3/4 of inches high. And then my score lines were 7 centimeters and 16 centimeters, which is just over 2 3/4 inches and 6.5 inches, that looks like, yeah, 6.5 inches. Basically what you're doing is any bit of scrap of card like this, creating a pocket there, and then leaving yourself a little bit of a gap before you flap that over, making sure that that overlaps. And yes, you don't even need to have measurements. If you've got some scrap bits of material that you think you could fold like that into a pocket, go for it. But I wanted to make mine all quite uniform. So this doesn't look like it's been cut straight, this fat quarter. So I am just going to weight these down because I've not got my sewing weights. Actually, time that's frayed, that's not going to be too bad. So what I have been using is my rotary cutter, and let's move you up, and this from my dressmaking days. So I'm just going to cut this. Like so. Move that to the side. I feel like I'm a bit cramped here at the moment, but that's because I've got my sewing machine on here, and that just saves having to lift it up and down. I've decided to bring the extension lead so that it can sit to that side there, and then all I want to do is position this back on here where I want it, bring this back in, and give myself just a little bit to fray, because you guys know I love a little frayed edge. There. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. I hope this is something that you would find interesting to try. And then all I do, just using this as a guide, basically, I sit this on here and then just fold it over like that, just roughly, so that I can get a rough idea of where I want it. Now this particular fat quarter cotton actually folds really nicely. Look at that, nice and crisp. I've got my pins. I treated myself to a new little pack of little glass head pins, and they're quite long pins as well, which is really nice. I don't know where most of mine have disappeared to, and it's I find them easier than these little pins. Okay, so that's that. So what we want to do now is just measure that flat like so, so that we get our lid nice and easy. Look at that, and we've got just that little bit of flap over, and that's all you do basically. Very, very simple to do, but they look so cute and effective. Okay, not happy with how that is. That should, once that's stitched, that will come out. So yeah, there we go. That's how I would put together a little pouch. As I said, I've gone ahead and prepared a whole load already, so we'll leave that one in the pile. Now you can glue them. I've glued this one, so that just shows you that you can glue your pouch. That's nice and secure. I've used Fabri-Tac Glue, and then you can just add bits onto it that you want to. These are going to be for Christmas, these two. It's not Christmas material per se, it just came in a pack of mixed ones, but I just thought the red colour would be perfect time you get some holly and you decorate it up with bits and bobs for Christmas. And I need to start doing at least 1 or 2 of everything I make as a Christmas version. If I don't start soon, I'm gonna get to Christmas and think, oh my gosh, panic. So yeah, those 2 are for Christmas, so we'll leave them under here. Okay, so before we then sew, what you want to do is decide on how you're going to decorate it. If you are a person that uses your sewing machine, like I am, you will need to decide if you want anything on the front side of the envelope first. Like I've got these two that I've decided I want to have these on here, which means I need to sew these on beforehand. If you don't want to sew on, you can glue once your pouch is put together. You could glue this. I actually did put a blob of glue in the middle of it before I sewed it, just to hold it where I wanted it before sewing. But there's no reason, if you want to mass make these pouches ahead of time and then glue anything on afterwards, you can. Or you could actually hand sew, because you can get your hand in there. You could do a bit of hand sewing if you didn't mind it being a little bit restricted with doing some hand sewing. If you, again, you wanted to make these up first, you could do that. So yeah, I've decided on these, on the front cover of these ones, so I thought I would make a start and show you how we sew these together. So let's do these. Check I'm all still in camera. Yep, that's going to work. Okay, so I'd already pinned these together. What I think I'm going to just do is, this material does not like holding its shape very well, so I'm just going to put a pin along that crease line, just so that I know when I come to reposition this, because it's not pinned straight, I can't go past that line. I think I'm going to do the same for the top as well, just as a guide, like so. There we go. Okay, so my sewing machine's all here ready. Let's switch it on. And then what I think I'm going to do first is attach these two together. So we will get that centered and just pin it, and then take it to our sewing machine. And I believe I'm on zigzag. Yes, I'm on zigzag. I like a bit of a zigzag stitch. And I am just going to stitch around this. Oh, what's it catching on? It's not a good start. What's going on with my sewing machine? It's caught the thing, the thread. Look, that's it. That's all it was. Okay, I'm actually going to unpick this and start again. Because I do not want to knot it off. The machine is so old. I think I need to find someone locally that can service it, but I've no idea. The last time it was serviced was probably about 10 years ago, maybe even longer. Okay, let's pop you under there. Let's start again. Now, please be nice to me, sewing machine. I know you're old. I know it's not going to be perfect. It's, you know, just kind of like a little cluster that we're popping together on the top. There we go. So what I want to do, that pin can come out, is I do exactly the same like I've been doing when I sew on paper or anything like that. I bring these through and just knot them off on the inside. And then we can run this one through. There we go. Cut off our threads. Okay, so the next stage is I want to sew around this, but I want to just do a straight line. So let's switch my machine to a straight stitch, and I am just going to pop a pin in there to hold that. I think we can take these pins out now. I can see the crease and I know I've got this centered, should say. Okay, so I'm going to start here. There we go. Straight. Oh, I'm going to go right across the butterfly, look. Yeah, well. Bring my threads over this side. There we go. Pin can come out. And we will bring our threads through and knot them off. Like so. I go very quiet when I'm doing my sewing. I do apologise. I've gone very quiet. Okay, so it's not exactly very straight, but this is, you know, we're just putting things together for our junk journals. Things do not have to be perfect. So that's the natural fold on that anyway, look. So what I think, so I've noticed this has been overlocked on the edge anyway, and I just thought that would make a perfect edge. And then I've just gone around with my pinking shears to cut it. So I'm going to pin this because it does not want to lay flat. Like so. And then I'm just going to sew around this. So I'm going to come up here, around and then down, so just the 3 sides. And I want to change back to a zigzag, like so. There we go. So pins can come out. And I am just gonna pull through knot it off. Good. There. So that is our little pouch decorated up. What I do plan to do, because this material just does not lay flat, is I want to put a cluster on here. So let's have a look. I did bring my clusters over here. My pre-made stash of little clusters. Now what have we got on the front? We've got some... What have we got in here? I want something something that's gonna match but not look too thinking that one might go. Oh, it's a bit dark. Let's have a look at what's in this one. Can you see that? Probably can't. There's quite a bit of material in here. Okay, so my options are from here. What do we think about that? I don't think that looks too bad. Let's go with that. So this is just some scrappy little bits that I've clustered together. I haven't even stuck them. I have literally just sewn them with the button, and that's how they're held together. So I just think that this on here, so you could do your cluster and then sew your button so that that knot is through on this side. That would work. But as I've already done it, I am just going to glue mine, and I think I want to glue it about there. So I'm just going to use some Fabri-Tac glue. I guess she's leaked up in her lid. Okay. So yeah, Fabri-Tac glue is my glue of choice. I'm just going to put a blob on there to start with, and then we can work out from there how much more we need. You want any more along that bit? Like so. And then we need any up here. Like so. There we go. Let's give that a bit of a clean again. So you could have stuck all of this together with Fabri-Tac if you prefer. So that just weights that down nicely. Where did that card go? A bit of card. So we have, oh, just, is it going to fit? Just fits in here. So yeah, time you get a card in there, you can see how having that on there will flatten that down. The card's a little bit too big for this envelope. But there we go. That is how I make my pouches. How fun are they? Very quick and easy to do. So I have, as I said, I have got a variation on this one that will involve a lot more sewing. So part 2 of fabric envelopes will be more geared to someone who's confident on using their sewing machine and lining the material and everything. And then part 3 I want to try a technique I've not tried before, so that's going to be fun. So yeah, there we go, that can go to the side. Let's do this one. So again, I am just going to use a pin along that fold line. It's put a fold line in, but it just does not want to stay, this material. And I'm going to do the same with this. Yeah, you've got a fold here, look, we can see. You can do the same, it's about there. Okay, so I've got a little stamp. Do you remember a few episodes ago we stamped on fabric? So that's one of my little stamped pieces on fabric there that I want to put on. And then I have this that's, again, it's just a little cluster that I want to add on to here. So I'm just going to do a little stitch. Where are we? We're on zigzag. I'm going to flip to straight. Oh, I can't come up. There we go. And I'm just going to do a straight stitch all around this to attach her onto here. There's my pedal. Oh, go back in. There we go. Thank you. My pedals come up. Yeah, that's better. I'm a little trigger happy on my pedal, and it's because it was right under my foot. Normally I have it so that it's just the tips of my toes that put pressure on. So let's do our trick, pull everything through. And then we can do our little stamp. Okay. So now we want to put a little stamp. We're going to stitch down here, so I think just there is where I'd like it. And I think I'm going to use straight stitch as well on here, and excuse my head if it comes in. Yeah, that's where I want to stitch. Oh, we can take the pin out of that. We don't need the pin in there, do we? I'm going really slowly because it's such a small piece, and I want to really outline the stamp with the stitching. There we go. I'm pleased, that's nice and neat, that's come up well, that has. Okay, so let's do the knotting. Get off, got that thread. I don't want that thread, I want this thread. Oh, my fingers are starting to ache a bit. My dexterity's starting to go doing these. Well, we're half an hour, and I was doing prep before, obviously beforehand from the videos, so I've been at it for quite a while now. There we go. How cute is that? Doesn't that just look so lovely? Okay, so we can fold this back up on itself now to create our pouch. And then we can take that one out because that just folds over. Right, so yeah, so I want to flip back to zigzag. I'm going back and forth today on this machine, aren't I? Move it that way. And it's there. Okay, so let's do the same. Stitch around this one. There's my pedal, there it is. It's going to catch. And there we go. Let's run our threads through. Oh, doesn't that look so cute? It looks so lovely. These are going to be so lovely in journals. They don't even actually have to be for journals. You could put some sewing supplies in them. You could store some little bits of ephemera and have them, several of them all on the shelf. Come on, you need to come through. You're coming through. Oh, this one, excuse me, there we go. My head getting in the way. I couldn't see. So yeah, I think these would be really quite nice. I might actually keep one of them to keep my needles for slow stitch in. My needles and the scissors and stuff that I've got downstairs for slow stitching. That would work really nicely. So they don't have to be for our junk journals if you're not you don't put too much fabric in your junk journals. Okay, so that's another cute little pouch. Now we just, because of this type of material, I want to put a little something. That's too dark. Let's have a look in our little button cluster bits and bobs here. That's too dark. I quite like that one. What about that one? I think this one's smaller, isn't it? Let's have a look and see. It's either one of these two. So that would just sit on there nicely. Or we've got this one that hangs down. Do you know why they're so beautiful on there? Oh, I'm not going to be able to decide now. Do I want that one? Or do I want that one? Oh, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one do I go for? You guys can't really tell me because this is pre-recorded and not live. That one. I'm going to go with that one. Just make a decision, Jen Jen. Right. So again, as this is already pre-made, I could do a little stitching on it, but I'm just going to glue it down. Just going to put a load of Fabri-Tac glue over the back of it. Actually, what I'm going to do is just bring in a little glue page, and I'm just going to put some glue on here because it's just going to go straight on here. So if I kind of eyeball the middle, and just put some glue like so, that's going to sit about there, on there. Lovely. Yeah, that's going to need to dry for a spell, that bit. That one dried. It's still a little damp. Might actually leave them open to dry, facing each other. Okay, so we're half an hour, so we've got time to do some more. What I think I'm going to do is these ones I haven't quite decided. I don't have anything more bee fabric wise, so I think I am just going to make these up as simple little pouches, and then they can be decorated probably with paper, maybe a little card bee, a little card label and stuff like that. But if I'm gluing, what I would do is I'd use a bit of scrap card, put that in there so that no glue went through. If it did, it went onto the card. But I think that's what I'm going to do with these. So let's just sew these. We're on to zigzag. My pins are going to be in the way. So we will just zigzag this together. Again, this pin's going to be in my way. So that's one done. We'll pull our threads through in a moment. Let's do this one. So they can be quite quick to put together if you just want to sew your basic pouch first. Okay, need to take that pin out as well. Okay, so that was nice and quick to put together. And we're just going to knot off our threads. I can bring it through. And these can go in my box ready for when I come to do bee journals, which is something I haven't done. I've got to start collecting bits and bobs. It's like my ocean journals. I've been collecting bits and bobs for those for a couple of years now, I think, and just haven't got round to actually seeing if I've got enough stuff to do the ocean journals and put them together. Okay, Oh, come on fingers, pick up the scissors. So that is another little fun pouch that can just go into a pre-made stash, ready for you to decorate any which way you want. I'm going to leave those bits for later there. I'm struggling to do those bits. Now there is one that I wanted to, these ones, I wanted to add some lace to this before we sew it all together. So we've got time, we're up to 40, so let me just grab my lace. Okay, so I've got some lace trims here. These aren't vintage lace trims, they are from HobbyCraft. These are. I'm just wondering about this one. It's got a nice little, if that was just sewn onto there, oh, that would make a really nice edge, wouldn't it? Okay. So we want that on there. And let's just put that there for the moment. Okay. So we want to kind of come about like that, don't we? Make sure, yeah, I'm not going to catch the other side. That's good. But I know I do want to change to a straight stitch for this. Now I've done back stitch. I only tend to do a back stitch if I'm doing a straight stitch, because then I can just cut these off. I find it very hard to do a back stitch with zigzag. You never get it in the right spot. But doesn't that look lovely? Isn't that going to be really nice? Yeah, that is lovely. Do we want, I'm just thinking now, do I want anything on the sides? Maybe we'll do that on the next one. We'll have lace hanging out, because I've got 2 of these, haven't I? Yeah. Okay, so let's make this one up now. So again, I've got to flip back to zigzag. Yeah, to zigzag. My machine and I are having a workout today. Keep flipping back and forth. Okay. Okay, now I'm not going to go all the way round. I'm just going to go straight up and down on here, because I don't want to go over the top. And the pin's going to be in the way. Take that one out while we're there. Okay, I'm going to tie those and knot those later because of my fingers, but that, how cute is that little pouch with the lace on? So you could decorate that up. You could have even had a bit of lace on there, which again you would have needed to have done before you sew it together, so that it was like a double layered one. Oh, that's so cute. I love that one. That's really nice. Now I wanted to see about putting some lace inside these little bits. Or is that going to look right? Let's have a look. Let's bring my lace pot back. and I think I'll stick with this one. This one's quite a nice one with the scalloped edges. Let's just have a look and see what it would look like. We tuck it in there. So you're going to see, I don't think you want to see it all the way. You're only going to want just that bit doing. And then when you open it up, you've got your lace. Yeah, do you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Now this has got a nice crease in here, so I'm confident if I take the pins out, I will know how to get it back in. And so we want a piece to go in there and up to about here. So theoretically the other side should be the same. So we cut another length. And that is just going to get sewn in like that when we do our zigzag. What do we think? I need to take a little bit off of here. And that closes. I'm actually thinking maybe it would just be better along that top bit. Yeah, I think that would look better just like that. Okay, so let's chop this one, make sure it's down there. Like so. Those little bits won't get wasted, I will use those. Yeah, I think that's going to look really nice. And now I'm just wondering if I want a piece across here. No, I think if I do, I'll put some on this outer bit here again. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Put a piece on the outside again. Where did my pot go? Oh, I've lost where I put that. Oh, it's there. I'm going blind. Right, okay, so what I think I want to do first is let's do this bit on here. Let's get this sewn on like we did before. What are we on? We're on zigzag, and I'm going to be wanting straight for all of this. I think that's much more secure. So there we go. So let's get you kind of where I want you. There. Okay, so that's on there nicely. Did a back stitch so we can cut those threads off. Now I need to attach this into here So I'm just going to do one side at a time. Oops, they've come out. Like so. Actually, I could have just cut them off really short because I backstitched again, didn't I? Okay, let's get rid of that. Doesn't that look lovely? Oh, that looks so cute. And I'm not worried about these edges bits here not being frayed or anything like that. I mean, you could have gone all the way to the top. It might have looked quite nice all the way to the top, actually. Never mind, this is how I've done it on now. It just gives you an idea of what you could do. Okay. Oops, I nearly put it in my cup of tea then. That would not be good. So there we go. That is a couple of little fun little ones by adding some lace to it before you sew it up. Yeah, I definitely think I should have gone to the top with the lace on there looking. I never looked at it from that side. But you get the idea of decorating it up with some lace and then obviously stitching those on. But you could glue them like we've glued our little closures on there. They look so fun, so fun. And then these were the two that I showed you at the beginning. And then we've just sewn a couple of ones ready to be decorated afterwards. And then, as I said, you don't have to stitch. You could glue, quite easily glue. This one's all been glued, and that's nice and secure. So there we go. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching my part 1 of fabric envelopes. I will be back next Friday with some more fabric adventures, and there will be a part 2 and a part 3 of these envelopes to come. And if you guys have got any other ideas that you want me to explore on Fabric Fridays, just let me know in the comments below. I know one of you mentioned about slow stitching and would love to see my take on slow stitching and how I do it. I don't honestly think I'm going to have time now that we're coming into mid-spring and into the growing season in the garden. We've got a lot of plans going on that I need, our hubby's going to help me do for the garden and with the crafting as well. I honestly don't think I'm going to have enough time until after August, after my birthday, and then going into the autumn. So that's a project I'm actually looking forward to when things start slowing down and we get the darker evenings coming in, to do some slow stitching with you guys. So it is coming. I know it was requested. I will be definitely doing some slow stitching, but as I said, it will be towards the autumn time. But if you've got any other suggestions in the meantime, leave me a comment below. I'm always open to suggestions for different fun makes that we could do. And I will see you again in my next video. Happy crafting, everyone. Take care. Bye.